Shannon, were you disappointed in Lamar's performance?
Well, his performance is what I thought it would be, considering that, Skip, he didn't play a whole lot from the pocket at college, and there's a big difference between college and the NFL, especially you don't give him what he's really good at, which is RPOs, which is run-pass option. They didn't really do a whole lot of that, Skip. They're going to take it slow. The best thing for him is that they have 5 preseason games and not the customary 4, so he'll get an opportunity to get better and better. But he was what I thought he would be. He made some good throws. It's going to take some time. The likelihood – I never thought for 1 second that Lamar Jackson was going to start the season at quarterback, but I do believe as the season progresses, he will get better with practice time through these final 4 preseason games. And at some point in time, if Joe Flacco stinks up the joint like he did the previous 2 or 3 years, there's no question in my mind Lamar Jackson. Now, it might be a situation, Skip, RG3 might get first crack, but Lamar Jackson's going to get an opportunity to play if Joe Flacco doesn't play any better this year than what he's played in the previous 2 to 3 years.
Okay. I'm going to preface my assessment of Lamar last night by saying I stand by what I said on yesterday's show. I still would throw him into the starting quarterback fire immediately in Game 1. It's because mostly I'm not a Joe Flacco fan, and I never have been. I cannot begin to criticize the playoff runs that he's had because they're just extraordinary. I don't even know who that guy was. But if you look at him in the regular seasons, he's averaged finishing 18th in the league in QBR. That's a little below average.
Yes.
That's not good. And yet they gave him the most money anybody at that point after 2012 made in the entire National Football League, and I think they've lived to regret it. I've seen enough. I would just go forward. But I trust Lamar to figure it out on the fly. I trust his playmaking ability. Now let's get to last night. My first disappointment was this. I thought it was very unfair to that kid to make him play the second half of the first of 5 preseason games because you know and I know what was around him on both sides of the ball when he got in the game in the second half. Third stringers and fourth stringers. A whole lot of scrubs who won't make the final roster. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you're surrounded by them and the other team's also playing third and fourth stringers, it's hard to get continuity.
You got to shine.
Okay? No, you don't have to shine because we just talked about Dak having rhythm, rapport with his receivers, trusting they're going to be exactly where they're going to be at the precise moment. Well, how can Lamar trust where everybody's going to be? Because they're just a collection of misfits. You know, they're hangers-on. They're third stringers, fourth stringers.
Skip Bayless, you know, once upon a time in 1990, I was one of those guys that were playing late in the ball game.
Okay.
I was what they call a scrub. But when I went out there, I was the best scrub.
Okay.
So eventually they said, we need to get this scrub some reps with the first unit. And so that's what Lamar's going to have to show. He's going to have to show them, Skip. I get it. They took him in the first round. They traded back up to get into the first round. But he's going to have to show.
Okay, I got it. But when did you really make your mark? In practice, in camp practice, when you were running against the first-team defense, correct?
Correct.
And Wade Phillips, as I recall, was he the coordinator?
He was the D coordinator.
Okay.
Yes.
And Wade Phillips finally goes to Dan Reeves at that point and says,
the head coach.
That guy's killing us. Give him some reps, right? That kid from, where is he from? Savannah State, that 7th round, right? Okay.
He blew the whistle, Skip, in practice. I had caught like 4 touchdowns. He blew the whistle and said, Dan, put his ass in the game. Let's see if they can cover him because we can't.
Okay.
And that was kind of like how my career started with the Broncos.
Okay, but when you're playing quarterback, it helps to have continuity around you. It helps to have at least second stringers, if not first stringers. They did give him the other first-round draft pick, that Hayden Hurst from South Carolina, who looks pretty good. So he had one target he could trust. And by the way, he actually threw Hayden Hurst 2 touchdown passes. The first got broken up, but it was a penalty at the goal line, so they got to repeat it, and then he hit him again for a touchdown. I'll give him that. For the night, I'm going to give him a B-, let's say, because, I'll be honest, I saw more bad than good. I saw shaky. I said yesterday, he's not the prettiest thrower of the football I've ever seen. He's not textbook. He's not pure. I still like the way the ball comes out of his hands, and I do like the velocity because he can get it up there pretty good. He's above average in velocity. The accuracy at Louisville would come and go. He was mid-50s for the most part.
Okay.
But he threw a couple last night. There's one on 3rd and 10 that I really liked that was right on target. And then, kind of when I least expected, he throws that flat pass, the little out route. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if the receiver is on a different page. I don't know whose fault it was. It looked like it was just straight up Lamar's fault because it was just a bad idea, the interception.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. When you throw an out route, you got to miss wide. You can't miss behind the guy because the guy's playing. Because normally the guy's playing inside out. So if you miss, it's a good thing it wasn't a pick six.
It was a
but
good
let me tell you
thing.
something. Trust me. In your very first game, I don't care who you are. I don't care how high you were drafted. You're nervous. Even though you played this game your entire life,
okay.
Skip, you hadn't played on this stage.
Nope.
Your entire life.
And remember, a lot of people in and around the Ravens have been making the case he can replace Flacco sooner than later. So there's a lot of heat on him to immediately show me, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay. He did show me some with his feet and his legs because he can fly.
Oh, yeah, he can run.
The disappointment there for me was he didn't slide. And it bothered me because I looked for him, as I talked about yesterday on the show, take your 6 or 8 yards and get down. And ironically, who wrecked his career not sliding was the guy who got to play the first half last night, RG3. And by the way, RG3, he did okay. The numbers look okay. I still can't even recognize that guy. I don't even know who he is now. He doesn't look the same to me. It's like he lost so much confidence that now he's just trying to stay between the lines and just try to survive and not screw it up.
Yeah, that guy RG3, that guy that you saw in, 2010, that guy's, he's gone forever.
I guess he's gone forever.
He's never coming back. But I'm sure they when they go back and watch the tape tomorrow, they're probably watching it today. They'll probably say, Lamar, here it is. You got 5 yards. You got 6 yards. Don't take this hit.
What are you
doing? Get down. It's okay. We got to live to see another day. You want to try to limit the amount of punishment your quarterback take, be it in or outside of the pocket, especially outside of the pocket, Skip, because he can protect himself. There's really nothing you can do in the pocket.
No.
Somebody sticks their helmet in your back, their pads in your back. They just can't hit you below the waist. But other than that, once you get outside the pocket, man, get out of bounds and get down on that ground and pull that turf over your head. Don't take them licks.
He is not built like Cam Newton.
No.
He's got some natural strength to him. I think he can take a blow. But at this league, at this level, bigger, stronger, faster, you're just not going to last very long.
No. You see how it's taking its toll on Big Ben?
Yeah.
Big Ben's running less and less year after year. Cam will run less and less. I think the biggest thing for Cam is having Norv Turner in his offense, and he'll throw the ball to the tight end a lot more. He'll dump it out to the backs a lot more. But you don't want your quarterback. Your quarterback is not built to take punishment like a running back, like a tight end that's catching the ball. So you don't want him to take unnecessary hits.
Yep.
He's going to take enough punishment, Skip, if a guy misses a block. You definitely don't want him taking that kind of punishment when he's down the field and he can be protected from himself by himself.
And he did get sacked 3 times last night, and I must admit he looked a little deer in headlights on the sacks where you're just kind of blind and you just I don't know what to do, and he goes down.
But you know the thing is, Skip, what's funny? Guys that have the most speed get sacked the most.
They do.
Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick, Steve Young, Cam Newton. Guys, you're like, well, hold on. You should be able to get out of harm's way. Guys that get sacked the least. Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. Guys that can't run, but they understand we need to get rid of this ball because here comes danger.
The fast guys think, I can do this, I can do this, I can't do this, right?
Well, you think you're running yourself out of harm's way on the front side, and you run yourself into trouble on the back side.
Well, to your point about feeling a lot of pressure, expectation, there were 3 times last night when he escaped briefly. As he was, these are on runs. These are, I guess, 1 was a scramble and 2 were called runs. And it looked like he was going to go a little bit. And I think in his mind, he thought, I might be able to break this one. And then he gets tackled. And it wasn't like he got rocked. He just got tackled, and it's dangerous. It's just, you know what happens. It just, quarterbacks, for some reason, I've never quite figured this out, but running backs can take those hits in ways quarterbacks can't. They just don't practice those hits.
They're built differently.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're built differently. And Skip, my coach, I had a coach that tell me, he said, son, he who hesitates beat. Do not hesitate on the football field. Whatever your first instinct is, you better go with that because those guys are I don't think sometimes guys in college are like, I can outrun everybody. There are very few people, even the quarterback, can outrun on the defensive side of the football because you got D linemen, Skip, that can run 4.7 and 4.8 and understand angles and can get you at a point. So once you make up in your mind, whatever your first decision is, go ahead and go with it, bro, because you do not want to have a 300-pound lineman, even if he doesn't hit you flush. You don't want him falling on you, Skip, because time, that adds up. Those start to wear on you. They take days, which take years off of your career.
So, I never said Lamar Jackson's going to be great. I just think he can be better than Joe Flacco sooner than later. And I love his intangibles. I love the way he's made up. And I saw a lot of it at Louisville when he was under a lot of pressure and expectation, obviously after he won the Heisman. But in his stand-up interview with Sal Paolantonio of ESPN last night after the game, he immediately, before Sal could even get to the question, he said, I threw an interception. Like he wanted to just say, that cannot happen. So he declared it before he was even asked about it. It just shows you, I'm not running, I'm not hiding, I'm not going to deflect. I'm not going to cut off your question. I'm not going to be offended by your question. I'm going to answer it before you ask it.